don't have a problem standing on business. You don't know what business to stand on. And how does it end up? It ends up with, I'm not doing this again. Not another time. This happened one too many times. I'm so sick of this. This is too much. And then, boom, everybody's getting cut off. You're cutting off everybody because now you want to prioritize your peace. Now you want to focus on yourself. Prioritize your peace. I was going to say prioritize your peace again, but I just say prioritize your peace. Now you think, yes, now I need to start prioritizing my peace because people are taking advantage of me and it's too much and I don't want to do this anymore. And everybody gets an emotional eviction notice because you didn't stand on business when you should have, because you didn't even know what the business was that you needed to stand on. Before we go any further, you're going to gym. I'm still waiting my gym stuff. Okay, cool. So I'm still waiting my gym stuff, and the hair is dead because it was Easter. And look how long my hair is getting now. Look at it's so long. Anyway, let's move on. Before we move on, I was gonna tell you. Let me paint a picture here. Smiling through the things you don't want to let things slide longer. Before I do that, I have another note that I wrote down here: how to cut someone off the right way. Let me teach you. Let me teach you how to cut someone off the right way. The right way to cut someone off. You don't even have to warn the person. You don't even have to tell them, I'm cutting you off. You just purge that person from your life. You block their number, you delete all the pictures, and you never contact them again. You live accordingly, and you don't start posting sad quotes, and you just make yourself harder. You make yourself harder, and you never reach out to that person. That's if you want to cut this person off. If you want to do that. I mean, this is extreme. It's extreme. You're not posting sad quotes on your WhatsApp story, on your Instagram story, on wherever. You're not posting anything related to the situation. As far as you're concerned, you are moving forward with your life. You're fine. You're dealing with your emotions away from where other people can see them. That's how to cut someone off the right way. The wrong way is you want to crash out and tell the person everything. Look, I don't know what the situation is. Something must have happened that got you to the point where you decided, I don't want this person in my life anymore. And my life is better without them in it. Whatever the case might be. But before you decide to cut that person off, you first want to tell them exactly how you feel and why you felt that way. And it's too much. What you have to understand is you are not exercising emotional intelligence in that moment. Okay, you aren't even considering that person. So let's flip the script. Let's say it was you that's getting cut off. How would you feel if somebody came up to you, approached you, and just started crashing out because you did something? You didn't even know you were crossing a boundary. They never told you anything. They never communicated to you that that wasn't okay with you. But now they just had enough and they don't want you in their life anymore because all you're bringing is stress. And how are you going to feel? How are you going to take that? You're going to get defensive, right? It's not a big deal. It's not that bad. Can't we just talk about it? Let's work through it. And no, don't say it like that. If you say it like that, it sounds way worse than what it actually is. You're gonna sound. It's not gonna sound. You're actually gonna be defensive. You're gonna try and defend yourself. You're gonna try and minimize what they are bringing to you. You're gonna try and make it seem not as bad as what it actually is in an attempt to save the relationship. So why would they do any different? Why they doing it different? Why they doing it different? Why would they react in a different way to you? So you are not exercising emotional maturity, emotional intelligence in the moment when you're deciding to bring that to that person, to crash out on them. That's what you have to understand. They're not receptive. There's a wall that you are going to have to break down before you even try to get through. They're not ready to hear what you have to say. So at the time when you decide to cut someone off, that's not the time. It's not the time to be verbally diarrheaing on them. Okay? So that's how to cut someone off the wrong way. I don't advocate for cutting people off. There are ways that you can be proactive. That's what this video is about, standing on business in a proactive way so that you don't become a reactive. Alrighty, let's get back to me painting the picture for you. Let me paint this picture. You smile through the things that you don't like. You see something happening and you smile through it. You let things slide longer than what they should have slid because it's minor. It's just minor. You don't want to make a scene. You don't want to do too much. And then what happens? Boom! Puff! Poof! Everybody's getting an emotional eviction notice because they did one thing, one small tiny thing, but it's not just that one small tiny thing. They have been doing the same thing over and over, and it was never addressed. But now that's just the straw that broke the camel's back, so you're snapping. Boundaries are not supposed to be dramatic, babes. Boundaries are supposed to be early. Okay? Boundaries are supposed to be early. What are boundaries? Before we even go further, what are boundaries? I don't know how to act with my hair when it's like this because it's always curly. Oh, my hair. She's a cutie. Boundaries are not a way for you to control other people. That's what you got to understand. Boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are not distance. That's not boundaries. A boundary is a limit. A boundary is a definition of what you will accept for yourself. Okay? An example of a good boundary is if somebody becomes disrespectful towards you in conversation, you can let them know, I don't respond to this volume if they're raising their voice. I don't respond to this volume. If you'd like this conversation to continue, we're going to have to keep it mutually respectful. So you've communicated what is acceptable for you. Number one, you don't respond to that volume so they know they need to take it down several notches. Secondly, the consequence of if you want this conversation to continue, meaning that if they want to insist on shouting, the conversation is over, that they need to adjust their behavior to something that you respond to. That is an example of a good boundary. Okay? You get reactive and proactive boundaries. That I'm done with everybody. It's time for me to prioritize my peace. It's time for me to start living my soft life and cutting everybody off. That's a reactive boundary. That's reactive. And we are not reactive over here. Me and you, my vibes, we're not reactive. We are proactive. Proactive, not reactive. Proactive looks like, that doesn't work for me. I don't like that. That's not okay with me. Okay? We're going to be proactive around here. You can't want to lock a door after you've already been robbed. That just doesn't make sense. Imagine this. And I wrote this scene down because it's absolutely ridiculous. It was something that I heard online and I was like, damn, that could never be me. Imagine you meet a guy and things are good and he's cute and you want to spend time with him. And so you go out, right? He asks you out and you spend time with him and it's all good and it's fun. And after some time of you guys getting to know each other, he spends the night. And things are good, Things are going good. So after spending the night one day, he decides, you're going to work. Why don't I just stay here for the day? Your place is so nice, it's a vibe. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I can get some tea when I get home. Hey, we playing housey housey in the best way. And then he starts coming around. Like whenever he's like, oh, you're home, I'm around the corner. And he just comes around. And you guys are in love and it's beautiful. And it's everything you wanted, right? And then he asks you for the key to your place because he is toch coming around whenever he wants to come around anyway. So he might as well just have a key. It would make things easier. You can just say, hey, I'm outside, or he doesn't even have to let you know. He can just pull up. He can just pull up and let you know, baby, you want this? Ooh, ooh, eh. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing you know, there's a party in your place when you weren't home. Because he said, you know what? I'm going to a party. She's on a business trip, but I have a key to this place. Fellas, homies, homies, let's do some prees at her place, and then we'll go out. And you know what? There's gonna be girls there. I don't know if you're smashing the girls, babes. That's something that you're gonna have to figure out. Imagine that situation. You open your eyes and you just see, like, damn, how did I get there? You know how you got there? Because you didn't decide what the limit was before going into the situation. It was just the inching further and further, and just a small and a small and a small thing until blatant disrespect. It never starts out with blatant disrespect. But you let the minor things slide because it felt good in the moment. Because you didn't define what you wanted your future to look like, what you were working towards, where the limit was. You didn't define that. You didn't ask yourself, what is okay for this stage of my relationship that I'm in? Is it okay? Is it fine with me to do that? And the next thing you know, your boyfriend that's supposed to be your boyfriend is partying in your house with girls and guys and pre-drinking before going to the club. And you can only imagine what's going to happen after the club is done. He's got a place. He's got a key to a place. It's not his place. He doesn't have any responsibility for it. So use your imagination about what happens next and how that story finishes. Emphasis on finishes. The truth, plain and simple, is that the limit should have been set sooner. Point period blank. Period period Let's talk about why you struggle to hold boundaries in the moment. Because you feel guilty. Some guilt could start bubbling up. Imagine that guy's like, yeah, let me stay here while you're at work today, and then I'll be here when you get home from work. You feel guilty. Tell him, look here, bruh, now you need to get up, you need to go home, you need to go sort yourself out, live your life. This is my place, this is not your place. You don't have to say it like that. I mean, that's harsh. I wouldn't even say it like that, but you feel guilty in that moment. That's why you don't find it easy to set the limit, to put your foot down in the moment, because you want to be liked. You want to people please. You think to yourself, the situation will fix itself. That's the biggest lie that you could ever tell yourself. It's going to fix itself. If I just leave it long enough, the situation will remedy itself. Wrong answer. It won't remedy itself. Where have you ever seen anything fixing itself without effort? Do you know what actually happens in nature? I think it's called entropy. Everything moves from a state of order to disorder unless effort is added. If it's not entropy, then I'm pretty sure it's entropy. Or entropy, however it's pronounced. Okay? It's not going to fix itself, but those are a few reasons why you struggle to enforce and hold a boundary in the moment. And I promise you, nobody's going to like you less if you put a boundary and you hold firm to it. People are actually going to respect you. And that will lead to people liking you more if you have boundaries and you, ooh, laptop is switching off. If you don't allow too much shenanigans, it's gonna build respect, it's gonna build structure. Next up, I would like for us to dive into 5 areas of where you can set your boundaries: family, friends, love life, your professional career, and self care. Self care should actually be number one, but okay, cool. The longer you delay a boundary, the harsher it comes out later. Let that land. The longer you delay a boundary, the harsher it comes out later. Let's talk about friends. A common issue that you will find yourself having with friends is that you are overgiving, that you're always available when your friends call, when they text you. Some, I wrote down 2 phrases here that you can use in real time to start setting a boundary with your friends. I can't talk right now. I'll call you later. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be sleeping, you could be chilling, watching Netflix. Finish your episode and then call the friend. If it's not an emergency, it can wait. Another one is they ask you to make plans and you just say, nah, I'm not keen. I don't want to do that today. And you don't dilute your explanation, you don't dilute your boundary with an explanation. It's just what it is. Your friends will accept it. I promise you, they love you and they will accept you not feeling like it today. Let's go into family. Family. Some common issues with family, with setting and holding a boundary, is you experience guilt, you experience obligation. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, or you hear it a lot, that's just how they are. We just have to accept that's just the way they are. No, you don't. Just because Uncle Solly has been acting that way for 5 years or 25 years or for his whole life, as long as everybody has remembered, if it's not okay with you, it's not okay with you. The fact that everybody else has been accepting it, that's on them. You don't have to accept it just because that's just the way they are. No. No, stop it. No. What you can say in that boundary, in that moment, is, I'm not comfortable talking about that. I'm not comfortable doing that. I'm stepping away from this conversation. Okay, those are the kinds of things that you can say. Love life. Common issues. I don't know the perspective of a man, but my approach to relationships is kind of more like what a male would do. So I can't even give you common issues from a female's perspective because I don't. I haven't experienced doing these things, but I had to ask my friends, and this is what my friends told me. Accommodating too much, ignoring red flags, trying to be the cool girl. For me, a boundary moment, you just say no. Okay, I was gonna go into something else, but that's a completely different topic. It's a different topic of what I actually do when I see something. Like, if I see something that I don't like, I just like, I don't even speak. I just bombastic side eye that. Uh, where are my words? My words are failing me. Even though I'm not saying anything, I'm still communicating something. But I'll go into that at a later point in time. Another thing you can say is that doesn't work for me. Whatever they're bringing to you, you can say that doesn't work for me. I don't like that. That's not for me. And don't say it in like a, I don't like that, like kind of way. Like do it like that doesn't work for me. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Just do it like this. Not something that I want for myself. Do it with a smile on your face, with a soft voice. Be kind, but be soft and firm. Strong, but be soft. It's a delicate balance. I'm trying to teach you how to be a hot girl, okay? I'm trying to teach you this hot girl university right now. You are firm, but soft. Firm in your delivery, but firm in your boundary, but soft in your delivery. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, don't say I don't teach you anything. In your professional career, what you might experience is overworking, not speaking up, blurred lines of responsibilities, and just picking up slack for other people. Just working too hard. Some things you could say in the moment. Take this with you and put it into practice so that you can start claiming back some of your energy, because right now your energy is going here, there, everywhere, and you are getting exhausted and drained and burnt out. Phrase number 1, I don't have the capacity for this right now. Phrase number 2, let's prioritize what I have on my plate at the moment. Or let's prioritize what I've already got on my plate. Okay. Self-care. This one should have actually been number 1. Honesty, it should have been number 1. But it's number 5. You should be putting yourself first. You should be centering yourself. You should be filling yourself up with yourself. Don't worry about what people are going to say. Oh, you're so full of yourself. Yes. Because what else are you going to be full of if you're not full of yourself? Put yourself first. On this earth, obviously God comes first, but here we're talking about boundaries and relationships, okay? God comes first. In terms of people, you come first. You come first. You need to think of yourself. You need to think of skincare, going to the gym, eating properly, drinking properly. If you want to find a guy, nice guy, ask yourself, why are you overextending yourself for somebody? When last have you ever heard a guy saying, I love how much she does for me. She comes to my house and she cooks for me and she cleans for me and she just does everything for me. She does my laundry. She sweeps, she mops, she cooks. How often have we heard that? Or how often have we heard, oh my word, that is such a beautiful woman. Jo, did you see the bunda on that one? I don't even know if they still say bunda anymore, but I didn't want to say anything other than bunda. So I say banda. Look at the legs on that girl. Oh my word. That hair is so beautiful, so luscious. What a pretty face. Start thinking to yourself, what are guys responding to? Are they responding for what you're doing for them? Or are they responding to the way that you look when the guy is complimenting your physicality? What you have to understand is that they aren't saying, I like your body. What they are saying is, I like the way that you take care of yourself so that you can look like that. That's what's actually being said. So you have to keep yourself number 1. If you need space, then say you need space. Don't ignore. Oh, I didn't even get into common issues. First up, common issues. You ignore your own signals. If something doesn't feel good inside, it feels like, oh. And you just ignore that because why? Number 2, common issue number 2, you want to people please. You want to be a people pleaser. Stop it. No more of that. In the moment you set the boundary, you can say, I need space. I need rest. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. If you don't honor your own limits, you are going to resent everyone else for crossing them. Question, quick question. Why would somebody honor the limits that you have when you don't even honor your own limits? And then you look around and you start crying. People are just taking advantage of me. Nobody takes me seriously. Nobody respects me. Everyone is just taking advantage and taking me for granted. You need to start honoring your own limits, my babes. Please. Putting it into practice. Let's talk about putting it into practice. You have to start small. It's not about cutting people off. It's not about getting drastic and moving to another country and starting over completely. It's about building a new dynamic, one interaction at a time. And the next time when somebody interacts with you, ask yourself, how do you feel about this? And if it doesn't feel good, then you have to communicate that in the moment. And at first, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel strange. It's not going to feel natural. But the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. And use simple language. I've been speaking about brevity a lot, and I still have to unpack it for you. We're going to still get into brevity. It might be coming up next. I don't know. On my tablet, I have, let me see. I have issues that I want to bring with you. Let's have a look and see what is next. I have topics. The next one is supposed to be, it's not your job to manage people's perception of you, and then it's brevity after that. So, 2 more videos, and then we're gonna do brevity. One more video, and then you understand what I'm trying to say. Use simple language. If you can't say it in 3 sentences, then you need to go back to the drawing board and reduce, reuse, recycle, bring it down, keep it concise. If you can't say it in 3 sentences, you are talking too much. You need to go back to the drawing board and you need to shorten it somehow. You just find a way to make it smaller. If you can say it in 10 words, say it in 6. My babes, you don't need to lose people to find peace. Okay? Ending relationships is not the answer. Having your boundaries, being firm and clear in the moment, dealing with things in the moment, that's the way you're going to find peace. You need to stop losing yourself in order to keep people. Okay, the goal is not cutting people off. That is not the goal. The goal is to become someone that people adjust to. Use your copanosity and not your holotology. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.